In this episode, we're going to talk about growing good behavior versus reducing negative behaviors. This can be a real challenge because so often, in my experience, parents just want to know how to become better disciplinarians. They want to know how to have a better time out, how to reduce those bad behaviors from their children. And in fact, when parents have come into some of the parenting classes that I've taught over the years, they would say things like, just tell me how to do a better time out. Just tell me how to get them to listen to me. And so I really want to talk about shifting the way we think about parenting, growing good behavior versus reducing the negative behaviors. If you are listening just now to this podcast series, please consider listening to previous episodes. Each episode shares tools for you, the parent, about how to create more positive relationships with your child or your children. No one single tool or strategy by itself will work. That would be like having only one tool in your toolbox. We need many tools to do a job well. In the 2 evidence-based parenting programs I taught over the past decade, the discipline strategies for parents to use were not even presented until the last few weeks of each of the 8-week programs. What's going on there? It's because the relationship building strategies were really the foundation of both programs, and parents who participated would comment that when they had a more positive relationship with their kids, they actually saw a decrease in their need to use discipline. So we're going to invest time in our children. We can do it on the back end, putting out fires, managing misbehavior, having consequences, arguing, all the stuff that parents don't really enjoy. Or we could invest time on the front end, investing time by being more proactive, planning, having a more positive relationship with kids. And we would probably see less problematic behavior. So we're going to talk about growing good behavior. And I'm going to use an analogy. If you've ever tried gardening, you have some idea that there is work involved. It's not like you can just throw seeds in the ground and harvest fruit and vegetables 3 months later. The soil needs to be prepared. The growing plants need to be watered and fed. There needs to be enough sunlight. Weeds need to be pulled out so they don't compete for sunlight and soil and water. It takes time and effort and a lot of patience. And while kids are a lot more mobile than plants, many of the same ideas apply. Children need your investment of time and effort to thrive. And it takes time and patience to reap the rewards of your effort. The good news is that you don't have to wait until your child grows up to harvest great memories and create wonderful experiences. This can happen each day from the moment they enter your life. So effective parenting really requires a shift in how we think about parenting. When parents are asked what word comes to mind when they think about the word parenting, there's this wide range of possibilities. Some parents might say hard work. Some might say love. Others might say exhausting, joyful, frustrating. It can feel a little bit like a roller coaster because there's a lot of different words that come to mind when we think about the word parenting. And sometimes when we think about the word parenting, we think about discipline. There'll be a whole separate podcast on what discipline is. But what comes to mind for you when you think about the word parenting? Discipline is really about teaching. And so we teach children right from wrong. We're preparing children for the next generation of adulthood. We are hopefully helping them to learn. How about celebrating their curiosity? How about modeling how to have relationship skills, skills for getting along with others? How about learning to think and problem solve, to manage their emotions, to have patience, to learn how to wait? All of those things are embodied in what we do as parents. Take a moment and think about the wonder-filled memories you have already created for your children. Chances are the experiences that you're thinking about were spontaneous moments that just happened. They weren't planned. Some of my own favorite memories with my children include family campouts on the living room floor during power outages, catching fireflies in the yard, watching the night sky for shooting stars, hiking or bicycling a new trail, making a creative breakfast together, or reading books on rainy days and telling stories at bedtime. If you want to grow good behaviors, please listen in on the next few episodes of this podcast to learn new strategies, more tools for your parenting toolbox. Thank you for tuning in and considering this parenting topic. I hope that this information added to your growing toolbox for parenting your child or children. Please consider exploring other topics in this series. Remember, no one parenting tool can do everything. We need many tools to become the best parents for our children. Your children's future depends on you and the time and effort you invest in them today.